In 2020, Apple announced that it would be making a huge privacy update in iOS 14. Now, iPhone users would receive prompts that asked for permission to track their activity across apps and websites. Users would be able to see exactly who was tracking them and why. The new feature was called App Tracking Transparency. This was a big win. Users wouldn't have to worry that their every move was being stalked by companies, and Apple could double down on its vow to protect its customers' data. The update would remind people that Apple was indeed a champion of privacy. But did the company use its privacy-first reputation to hijack an entire industry? You see, not everyone was happy with this update, namely Facebook. The new feature would allow users to move about the internet with a sense of anonymity and control, but it would also result in a loss of ad revenue for Facebook. If iPhone users chose to opt out of being tracked and Facebook was blocked from seeing how they behaved online, then how would Facebook advertisers know who they should advertise to? Facebook wasn't the only company that would be affected by the change, but it was definitely the most vocal. The company even took out ads in the Washington Post, the New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal. They labeled the move as harmful and claimed to be standing up for small businesses everywhere. But these appeals and protests did little to sway Apple's decision. We believe users should have the choice over the data that is collected about them and how it's used. Facebook can continue to track users across apps and websites as before. App tracking transparency in iOS 14 will just require that they ask for your permission first. Apple delayed the update for a month so that advertisers and developers could prepare. But by April 26, 2021, the app tracking transparency update had gone live. And as expected, when given the option to protect their privacy, consumers exercised it. By May of that year, only 11% of users had opted into tracking. And although this number has increased since then, it made a profound impact on the mobile ad industry. By February of 2022, Meta, Twitter, Snap, and Pinterest had lost a combined market value of $315 billion. This isn't to say that every business suffered. For some companies like Google, this was a prosperous time. iPhone users were becoming harder to target, so many businesses were starting to invest more ad dollars into Android users. Marketing consultants were also profiting from the update because many advertisers were panicking and needed advice about what they should do next. But perhaps none were as profitable as Apple. Following the privacy update, Apple's search ads revenue increased by more than 200%. Unlike Facebook and other platforms like it, Apple doesn't have to ask for tracking permission, and that's because they don't track users across apps and websites owned by other companies. This means that Apple's App Store is prime real estate for advertisers. The very same advertisers who were spending their ad budgets with Meta, Twitter, Snap, and Pinterest were now migrating over to Apple. Reportedly, Apple is planning to expand its ad business and hopes to more than double its ad revenue. Even before the company rolled out the privacy change, they opened up space for more ads in the suggested section of the App Store. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, the company has tested advertisements in Maps, and he suspects they'll also be added to Apple Podcasts and Apple Books. So while this privacy update may be commendable, it's not entirely selfless.